All right, this is how to test and replace the 12 volt constant power source, or the whatever cigarette lighter. I guess nobody uses them as cigarette lighters anymore, but this is going to be the accessory port. So this one turns on when you put the ignition either on or on the accessory. This one should have constant 12 volt power to it. This one, there was no 12 volt power to it. Originally what happened is I plugged something in and then it stopped working. I went and checked the fuse popped. Put a new fuse in and then it just didn't work after that. So I'm going to show you how to test this thing without pulling fuses and all that other stuff, but let's see how quick we can get this done. So anyways, this is a little plastic tray that comes out. This one you can pull out if you want to. I'm going to. There's two little Phillips screws. You'll see it as soon as you pull the tray up. I know you can't see it on here, but trust me, you'll see them. There's only two of them. So get these little guys out, set them aside. The tray underneath. So what I'm doing is just taking a flathead and just going under the edge and just gently lifting it up, because it has these two little tabs. Where are they at? Yeah, two little tab there, that kind of holds it in place, but not really. Okay, so now getting this thing off, it does take some force, but you just put your hands underneath it, get a nice grip, and yank it out. So it's got 4 clips on it. You can see one here, and there's like, let me see, where's it at? You can't even see it. Everything's in the way. Anyways, trust me, there's 4 tabs on here. And then underneath there, you're going to have the plugs for the accessory and then for the constant power 12 volts. Now, since mine's a Laredo, there's no light on here. There's no other plugs or anything like that. So if you have one of those, you're going to have to pull a lot more stuff. But it's all the plugs are different. So it's not like you're going to screw them up. Okay. Now on this plug is actually shorter, so I pull this one first. It does have a little tab you can push, but that doesn't work. So what I do is I just take a little flathead. There, you can see it right there. And I'm going to push in, pull the plug out. And now that that's out, I actually get more slack so I can pull the other one out. Following the exact same process. I know you can't see it, but you just kind of trust me. That's what I'm doing. Oh, wait. No, you can't see it. Okay. Stop. Okay, so that part is now removed. Now for this next part, you're going to need a meter. And the one that I got, it was a little bit on the expensive side back in the day. So I'm not recommending you get something like this. But anybody doing any sort of electrical work or anything like that should have a good meter anyways. And what I'm checking on this is volts DC. This is a battery, so I need to see DC voltage. So I'm putting on VDC. And okay, you can kind of see the display. That's called ghost voltage. Ghost voltage, just those little numbers dancing around. So anyways, I'm gonna take this plug, and in here there's only 2 connections where I can actually see like brass. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put one lead in one lead in the other. I don't know how people do this with one hand. Having a hard time with 2. There we go. Okay, and then on the meter you can see I got 12.3 volts DC. So that tells me that that plug is good and the power source is good, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, and by the way, when I keep saying leads, just keep in mind what I'm talking about is these things right here. These are leads. Okay, so let's take this mess outside. Okay. So to get this out, all you have to do is push on it from the backside. And the whole thing pops out. Originally, the one that I got from the junkyard, because when you pop this out on the back, you can see that like there's 2 tabs on there, and I thought that I had to just go at it with a wrench and smash the thing. So you don't have to do that. You can just pop it out from the back. Now, when it comes to getting the sleeve off, and here I'll show you on the old one. When it comes to getting that sleeve off, mine was just stuck on there. So what I did is I took a socket. This is a 28 millimeter, and with the socket I just put it on top, smashed it down, and that got the sleeve off. Okay, so this is the bad one, and do the same thing to the good one. All right. So the first clue I had that there was something wrong with this plug is that you can hear this one. It's nice and loose. This one is solid. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to test this thing to see if it's a problem with the plug. Now, you can actually use this method on so much other stuff, but we're going to do it on this one. Okay, you see that little brass circle in the bottom? That is connected to one of these little prongs in here. So I've got 1 prong, 2 prongs. 1 prong's connected to that brass tab, and the other prong is actually connected to the body of this. And if you think about it, when you got your little, the little thing you plug in there, you've got what? You've got tabs on the side, and then you've got this right there. So when you put this thing down inside, what it's doing is it's making contact with the side, and then that little pin is touching that little pad in the bottom. So that's how these things get power. Okay, now if I want to see which one of these connections is possibly busted, I'm going to take my meter and I'm going to put it on ohms or continuity, whatever you want to call it, and it's the little horseshoe symbol on there. Okay, now first, if you want to test the leads on any of your meters, all you got to do is touch the leads together, hold them, and I should have almost perfect continuity, 0.1. So just keep in mind 0, when it comes to ohms, 0 means there's no resistance. That if there was electricity flowing, it would just go directly through it, no problem. So 0.1 is like a dang near a perfect connection. That's what I want. If you don't have a connection, you're gonna have OL. So what I'm gonna do is, on this one, this is the busted one, I'm going to, here, I'll start with the body first. I'm just gonna hold one of my leads to the actual body, and then I'm going to stick the other one up against one of these tabs. And right here, you can see that I have 0.1. So that means that the pin that's connected to the body of this thing is actually working. So now I will stick this inside and hold it. And then I'm gonna go to the other pin. And I have OL. So what that's telling me is that this plug is bad. So here's the new plug. Now I'm gonna show you in reverse order how to put this thing back together. Let me see, which one of these is the jacked up one? Yeah, that one. Okay, so on here, it only goes in one way. And you've got 2 little ridges and one ridge. And if you notice on this thing, well, you should be able to notice, it's slight. You got little ridges where this thing goes in. But first, we're gonna stick this back into this. And if you notice, there is a little keyhole at the bottom, and that matches up with the little pin. Where's that? Yeah, you can see it right there. All right, so gonna line this thing up. Bro. There we go. All right, so I went ahead and snapped that in, and then with the new one, like I said, it only goes in one way, like that. So gonna slide that back in. And if you saw how I took this thing apart, then you should be able to figure out how it goes back together. Just gonna plug these two back in. You can't mix them up. This has 3 prongs, this has 2. You absolutely cannot mix it up. And then this one won't even reach to this side anyways. But when you snap this thing back in, snap in the bottom first. Those are those 4 clips. You got 1, 2, and then 3, 4. All right, so you snap the bottom ones in first, and then pop it back in. Everything goes back together in reverse order. Super easy.